My estimates was scanning it with the binoculars. You know, it was like I actually was scanning it. It wasn't like, I guess it was in the whole field of view, but it was, you know, I was scanning with the binoculars, and it was incredible. You know, the length, I would say, I still think it was about a mile long.
It was just another ordinary day in Salida, Colorado. Tim Edwards' restaurant was closed for the afternoon, and he was working on his new home with his 6-year-old daughter, Brandy. And that's when this ordinary Sunday became extraordinary.
We were probably out here a couple minutes. Brandy started saying, you know, Daddy, there's something up in the sky. I didn't pay attention to her. Again, she said, Daddy, there's something up in the sky. And I still wasn't paying attention to her. And finally, he says, Daddy, there's something in the sky. I looked up, and the sun was just on this side of the gutter here, August 27th, so we were protected from the sun here.
This is what Tim saw. You're watching the actual videotape he recorded that day.
Dad, can a spaceship grow bigger like that? Huh? Huh?
Uh-huh.
It could.
Tim taped the object for more than an hour. His father also saw it.
I says, my gosh, what is that thing? And to me, it appeared as a long pencil-like aluminum foil triangle object in the sky, moving erratic, but staying just north and west of the sun.
Salida means gateway. Indian legend has it that this area was a window to other worlds. In recent years, ufologists have echoed those sentiments, saying in essence that Salida is a stargate, a gateway for beings from other worlds.
We've seen 3 lights over here.
Since Tim's sighting, UFO watchers have converged on this tiny town. They are especially excited for a couple of reasons.
Number one, it happened during the day, and we just don't have that many sightings that are captured on tape during the day. Number two, it's a large cylindrical or cigar-shaped object, and there's not a lot of those seen, and there's not a lot of video footage of those available.
Similar sightings were reported in Sacramento on August 21st, in Grand Junction, Colorado, the morning of Tim's sighting, and in Boulder, Colorado, on August 27th and 28th, by 7 different witnesses. All described what they say was a cylindrical-shaped craft.
What's that? I see kind of a dark...
That's the gutter of the house, because Tim is standing next to the house, looking up in the sky, and that's the gutter.
The tape has been sent to several labs around the country, including Village Labs in Tempe. That's where computer scientist Jim Delatoso spent more than a month going over the video, frame by frame.
What we can do is analyze the edges of that object and the edges of that object. This is a very large object, about a mile long. It's very high altitude, 70 or 80,000 feet.
Delatoso believes what Edwards saw is a UFO. As for Tim Edwards, he says he doesn't need a high-tech lab to confirm what he saw is real. He's known it since that August afternoon when he first looked up into the sky.
I am 100% convinced this is a craft from another world. There's no doubt in my mind, and this will come out of the lab, no doubt.
There ain't no little airplane that moves 5 miles in 2 seconds.
I know, that's what it means.
But it's moving more than 5 miles. It moved over that part of the sky there. It probably moved 500. It probably moved 100 miles in a matter of a second or 2.
Huh? Yeah, I can't. A spaceship grow bigger like that? Huh?
Uh-huh.
Dad, can a spaceship grow bigger like that? Huh? Huh?
Uh-huh.
It could. Take the thing off for you, Dad. It's a spaceship.
Go get the binoculars. When we got the binoculars on, a lot of time it turned into like we're looking into a fog bank or something like that, and it appeared it could be a wheel with an inner ball inside, with the wheel with the lights rotating around at a 360-degree wheel.
Orange. Jesus, it's orange. Yep, there's something going around it. Something going around with it. So can I take this on you? Thanks, dude.
It was three of us, me, Brandy, and my dad. All had binoculars on it during this time frame too, during my pausing and filming. And through binoculars, we could clearly see a double row of rectangular windows on it, going from a light sequence of a red to a pale green to a red across the craft. It appeared, to go across in almost like a wheel on a car or something. It would go forward and back, an osculating effect. The skin of the craft, which that was the only skin, was in between the windows, was equal to the height, about half the height of one of the row of windows, and so there was this skin between the windows, but the craft itself was all lights, except for that, the double row of lights were continuous with no structure in between each light. It was a solid light around it. Through all the telephone calls, I made the 7 telephone calls to the sheriff's department, the radio station, twice to the restaurant. Was able to get one witness, a cook, to witness on the north side of the restaurant at the same time. I failed to say that, I said it was up by the sun. I failed to tell everybody that you need to block out the sun. It's just north and west of the sun. And so it pretty much stayed in that, it did stay in that same area the whole time we viewed it. When the craft left the area, I was on the phone with Peter Davenport, National UFO Reporting Center. I went down to the local paper and showed them, and then they interviewed me, and that made the front page headlines the following day. I went down to the local radio station, and they put it on the AP Newswire, and all the Denver media, CBS, NBC, and ABC, contacted me the following day, and all came up and did stories on it with Channel 4, CBS, doing follow-up stories on the lab analysis and testimony of witnesses and documentation on the craft. I believe it was about a mile long. I stated in the paper the following day that if it would have landed, it would have took out Salida, at least the business district, which is about 16 blocks. So